What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Matthan Francis Show. We're talking all things positivity. We're meeting with all the people that are shaping the city you love the most. Now, with me, I have a very special guest. Now, in case you don't know, let me break it down to you. Today's guest is someone whose voice you've probably heard before, even if you didn't realize it. He's been the public address announcer for your Raptors 905 for nearly a decade, bringing energy, presence, and life to every single game. Beyond that, he's worked with major organizations. We're talking Canada Basketball, the City of Mississauga, and the Princess Margaret Cancer Foundation, building a career as a host, announcer, and a voiceover artist. He's someone who knows how to command the room, connect with the crowd, and turn moments into experiences. Please welcome the one and only Jake Thomson. Jake, how are you feeling here, man?
I'm good. That's a crazy intro. Wow. Command the room.
Command the room.
Okay. Yeah, I'm into it.
Let's get it started. Where did your love and passion for being on the mic start? Where did that start from?
You know what? I don't think I always knew that it was a passion to be on the mic. I think it was just a passion to want to be heard. Want to be heard. I think like a lot of kids, I don't want to stand on my soapbox too much, but I was bullied, I was picked on, I was outsidered a lot. So I was just desperate to be heard. And then through that, I kind of developed this natural love for performance. Wow. I was that kid in the middle of the dance circle. I was that kid who went hard in drama class. And, I took the music theater class as well, like all these things. And then that love for performance just made it natural to marry with my love of sports. And then, you get a PA announcer. And then from there, I just kind of let the ball just kind of roll.
Wow. So you said you were in acting as well. So you did theater. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. At this point now in my life, I have such an appreciation for like the craft of being a thespian. And like acting and like breaking down characters and scripts and understanding that. But I think that's me now with a more mature mind. Yeah, at a younger age, I just wanted to perform. It just felt so good to like have a safe space to just be loud and to be ridiculous and to be sad and to be funny and to be all these things. Incredible. And like that'll get me an A versus doing that out in the hall where I get ridiculed by all the other kids. Yeah. Wow. So like I loved it. I remember like I even spent like my spare periods in like the drama class that that would be like a grade lower, a grade higher. I would just holler at the teacher and be like, hey, like I have the next 75 minutes free. Can I just like chill in here? And she's like, if you're in here, you're going to be working. I was bet this is the kind of work I love. So yeah, I did a lot of that. And then the more comfortable I got in theater, the more I was like, you know what, this is actually like a thing. This isn't just a school thing. Like, I think this is something that like, I like actually love like deep down. So then, yeah. So then I transitioned from just, the basic theater class to doing like the after school stuff. And I took a whole music theater class so that I could learn to sing because I cannot sing. And basically I just was looking for more excuses to perform, to be on stage. And yeah, that's talking about acting. Like I said, I was a dancer at one point as well. Wow. Like I did a bunch of shows, competitions, most hip hop, pop lock, that kind of thing. Because like when we were in high school, that was super popular. I think now it kind of gets clowned. Jake,
for some reason. For you. Hold on. Ready? Connect it with. Connect the heads. Okay, pop and lock. I love it.
Yeah, that was like, dang, bro. Yeah. Wow. I tell you, shows upon shows, groups and groups upon groups. Yeah. I did a little bit of everything. Like I said, I was just looking for any excuse to perform, be on stage, and just like, I guess I felt like I wasn't seen or heard in my everyday life. So that was my safe space to say, hey, look at me. Please look at me. Please validate me.
Wow. What was your earliest experience performing in front of a crowd? Do you remember your earliest experience, whether it was dance or a play or?
Would probably be my first dance show when I was 14. Yeah, I joined a dance crew. There was a show going on, and I told my mom, my friends, my family. They knew I danced. Everyone just thought, he just waits for a dance circle to happen and jumps in. They nobody thought that I could pick up on choreography and that I could follow stage directions. But yeah, I did just that. Called everyone to the show, and then I remember we were like the hottest thing at the school, and they were like, "Okay, that's crazy." Everyone was obsessed. I remember everyone was watching all the other performances, and there was the half-hearted claps, but then as soon as we came on, it was like, the energy was different.
Now you've done dance, you've done singing, you've done acting, and the career path you're in right now is very unique, right? So how did you navigate your way to this career path?
Gosh, you know what? I was successful by accident. I accidentally did the right thing. It was one of those things that I truly feel like it's very rare anyone finds their calling on purpose. Not to say it doesn't happen, but I think it's very, very rare. And I think I am definitely part of that statistic where I found a passion, but I didn't mean to. I started off just doing a thing. It would have, as far as PA announcing specifically, because I think, like you said, I do a lot of things, but I'm not afraid to admit that's what I'm most known for. So as far as that career path, I was in college. I knew for sure I wanted to be involved in game days. I was a student athlete. I loved my athletics department. I loved all the people around the department. I was like, I just want to be here on other game days, not just when my sport is doing things. I want to be around all the athletes. So I started off just as a helping hand at game days. I was handing out merch to fans who came through and whatever. And then I remember our host couldn't make it one game. She was there every single game and couldn't make it one game and was like, oh gosh, I don't know what to do. And I joked and I was like, I'll do it. And she's like, yeah, that's a great idea. Worked it out with our supervisor. So then I was the host for that game. And I was like, okay. So I did it. I mean, a host in college is a lot different from in the pros. I really just said hi to the crowd. I handed out tickets for a seat upgrade, announced the winning ticket, and then kind of coordinated a halftime shooting game. And then other than that, I didn't really do much. But with that little bit, I guess I did a serviceable job. I remember the PA announcer at Humber College at the time, Dwayne Bowles. He was also a manager, so he had a lot going on outside of PA announcing. And I remember I saw him get up and walk across the gym. And the way he was walking towards me, I thought I was in trouble. And he comes to me and he's like, "You're really effing good." Wow. I was like, "Oh, thanks, bro." He's like, "You should do my job." I was like, "Whoa, pump your brakes. Pump your brakes. All right. You're doing too much now. All right, chill out." And so eventually I kept putting it off. Yeah. But then eventually he was like strong arming me. He's like, "No, try it." It was like winter break. There was a game, an exhibition game that didn't mean anything. He's like, "Just do this one game. I'll be right there beside you, guiding you along." I'm like, "All right, fine." So I tried it. I was like, "Oh, this feels good."
Yeah.
This feels good. I wasn't great by any means. Obviously, no one is the first time to do something. But I was good enough that I felt confident. I felt good. I got a little bit of praise. I'm like, "Yo, that was your first game? That's crazy." And then, that was just a thing I did on the side. I didn't know that it could be that serious where I could be where I'm at now, jumping from protein to event to event. So I was ecstatic at that time to just be doing one game a week, making $14 an hour. That was whoa, yo, I'm nice, man. $14 an hour, a big 1-4. That's crazy. It was crazy. And then, I guess just the ball kind of started rolling from there. I started doing more games, and then I transitioned to do more sports. And so then it became a point where I was stretched out thin. I would do a basketball game one day, but then there was a volleyball game the next day. But that was at night, and in the morning there was a baseball game I had to be at, and then later.
I'm trying to figure it out. That y'all was natural, right?
Bro, yeah. And then later that week there would be a banquet I have to MC. It was crazy, and I remember looking back. I was the intention to give me experience, or was it just they wanted to load off their plate? Who knows? But I'm glad they allowed me to do so much. So at this point now, I feel I'm known for doing basketball, but I feel I can do any sport. And even if it's something I'm not familiar with, I'm confident enough that I can go in, and even if I don't get it, I know what questions to ask now. You know, so I know what to ask, how to ask, who to ask. So I'm incredible. So that really shaped me. So that was, I guess, how it all started. And then from there, it was a matter of being in the right place at the right time, being seen or heard by the right people. Like the way I got involved in pro sports was, you know, fast forward from that couple years, it just so happens the old announcer for the Raptors 905, Ari, he was a Humber alumni. So he came back for a game. And there's this weird thing, if you've been involved in college sports, where, you know, a lot of your friends, they stick around and they become coordinators, they become coaches or whatever. Like now at this point, when I go back to Humber, all my friends are coaches now. Wow. I don't know any of the athletes, which is so crazy. Like that makes sense. You know, they're 17, 18, I'm 31. Yeah. Why would we be like this, bro? But yeah, it's this weird thing. So I guess Ari came back to experience that. He wanted to say hi to old faces. And fortunately enough, someone liked me and thought highly enough of me to say, hey, new announcer, this is old announcer. You guys become friends. And we became friends. So then when the G League Showcase, which at the time was a traveling event, it didn't just happen in the bubble in Vegas like it does now. But at the time it was happening in Mississauga, and it was a multi-court system, which again is different from how it is now, single court system. So Ari just said, hey, we're looking for another announcer. I heard you sounded good. I like you. You're my boy. I recommended you. I was like, oh, you recommended me? Okay. So then, and then, the 2018 G League Showcase was my first taste of professional sports. And here I am, 8 years later.
Oh, you've had a lot of people that have had a huge impact and influence on you. Can you share some of those people, and how did it shape your environment growing up?
Yeah, man. Holy, there's so many. It's hard to narrow it down just because there's so many people who played so many different roles at different times in my life. I think that's one thing everyone can attest to is, you know, what you needed when you were 16 is a lot different from what you needed when you were 26. So the people around you will affect you differently.
Most definitely.
You know, so like I can think of like, I had 17, 18 people that come to mind would have been like my uncle, because he got me my first job and gave me a serious talking to about that job. He's like, hey, like, this is just to make money. Don't want to spend your life here because, you know, you've seen the people we work with, you know, like I'm really dumbing it down, but he gave me a lot of good advice in that time. I also think of like my drama teacher. She was the first person ever to like pull me aside and say like, no, like, I'm not just gassing you. I'm not just giving you a good grade. You are genuinely talented, you know? So those are things that I needed at 17, 18 years old. And I'm glad I had them. Then fast forward to being, you know, gosh, only a couple years, but it feels like an eternity. But at like 2021, Dwayne, who I mentioned, was the first person who got me into PA announcing. He gave me space to be good. He also gave me space to be bad and to mess up. And he would just say like, hey, dude, that kind of sucked. Try again. You know, I'm like, okay, thank you. I needed that. My head coach in college, wow. Co-head coaches, those women were incredible. Mothers away from home. I cannot say enough about them. And they just gave me love and reassurance, and they heard me when I would go on a rant, and they would sit me down, and, you know, whenever I needed to be talked to, and they pushed me to become a leader and all kinds of great things. Those are things that I needed. Now, like, you know, at this time, as far as the people that influence me, it's peers. I look to my peers. I've been fortunate enough to be around people who are so regimented and successful. Honestly, even the ones who aren't regimented, they flow through life, but they do it purposefully. You know, I think those are people who I really value, like yourself. Like and this isn't even just for the cameras. Like this is,
I feel like it is. Oh no.
Well, I'm just trying to make myself look good. No, but like you're someone I look at all the time, bro, and I genuinely am like, okay, he's doing it. He's doing what he's meant to be doing. He's making an impact. He's using his gifts.
You're emotional.
Yeah, man. I know a lot of the people who I can think of. You know as well.
There's so many names.
Yeah, the people we know are so good at what they do, and they're such good people. But yeah, no, you're definitely right in there. So I guess that's kind of like a long-winded way of saying, yeah, there's a list of people, but they've all affected me in different ways at different points in my life.
Incredible. And like I remember when I first started my time with Raptors 905 as well too, and I was game crew running around going crazy. Yeah. You inspired me, and I've learned so much from you. The way to work a crowd, the way to work on a mic, the way to have cadence. That's a huge thing. People need to understand when you're on a mic, you need to have cadence. You know when to take those breaks to build the suspense, to build the energy. So Jake, like I gotta dab you up and give you your flowers, man. Give you your flowers and post edit. Can we like throw a bouquet on this? Random bouquet or something? Absolutely incredible. All right, Jake. So the people want to know. We have a few questions to ask you. We're going to put these spectacles on here. Okay. All right, it's time for our Would You Rather portion. Let's get right into it, Jake. We want to know, would you rather announce the biggest game of your career with no prep, or a small game, but you're fully ready?
I'm way too anal about my prep. I'll do a small game. Because here's the thing. You never know who's listening or watching. Okay, so that could be the biggest game of my career. I could go in there so confident, but I've been ill prepared before. I guess it's a horrible feeling.
Trust me, I feel you. It's horrible feeling. You don't have a script. Just go with it. Yeah. Okay. God forbid this ever happened. But would you rather lose your voice mid-game, or have to announce the entire game in a completely different accent?
When we're talking lose my voice, or am I talking like I can still talk, but it's like strange? Yeah. The cat's got your tongue, whatever it is. Is it an accent that's in my bag? Because like I have some accents in my bag. But you know what? Now that I'm saying it out loud, yeah, give me an accent.
What accent would you go with?
Oh gosh. Well, honestly, I'm not too bad at English. I can pull that off rather well. So I could do a little bit of that, but
Jake, that's absolutely lovely. You British? I have a British accent. I'm actually 1/3 British.
Oh, honestly.
My family's from Manchester.
Oh, mine's from Bedford.
Absolutely lovely. I love her. I love it. Yeah, I think you can make it work. There we go. Let's keep it going. Now, would you rather be remembered? This is an interesting one. For having the best voice, or for having the best energy?
There are a lot of people who have great voices, but don't know how to use them. Energy is what keeps you in the room. So I'll be remembered for my great energy.
I like that. And speaking of energy, there's a follow-up question to this. Would you rather announce in front of a packed arena, or nearly an empty arena, but it's being broadcast to millions online? It's interesting. That's a tough one. Yeah. That's a tough one.
Yeah. Okay. That's tough because I love the impact, being able to impact so many people. But I think just by the nature of my job, you got to be there in the arena. Okay. You got to be in there in the arena, because when you feel my energy and I feel your energy, and then you feel my energy and then I feel your energy.
It's a nice yin yang.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay, let's keep it going here. You got 3 more. Let's see it. You're doing good so far. Would you rather have to freestyle every announcement with zero info, or read everything off a script you've never seen before in real time?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't mean to like sound like I'm just bigging myself up. I'm pretty good at both.
Okay.
I'm pretty good at both.
Yeah, 1000%.
I think I'm a good cold reader, so I'll take a script I've never seen.
Cold reader.
Yeah. I wouldn't love that, but I'm a good cold reader.
You can like take them. Yeah.
I can do that with minimal mistakes. There will be mistakes, but minimal. You know.
Okay. Here we go. Let's keep it going here. Would you rather have to announce the entire game laughing uncontrollably, or while trying to not sneeze the entire time?
When I tell you I hate sneezing, I hate sneezing. Some people love sneezing, you know? That's so weird. What do you mean you like sneezing? That's so weird. That's the worst feeling. It's just so uncontrollable. You have to close your eyes. You can't see what's happening.
Yeah.
And like, you're telling me I'm just spitting out of my nose and no. That got me worked up a little bit. I'm not gonna
There was laughing. I got the bass.
I don't like it. But you know what? With laughing, it's good energy. If people like it wouldn't be great, but it would still be good energy. There would be people in the building who would be like, this guy's having a good time, man.
All right, here we go. Now here's another one. Would you rather have to run laps while announcing? So you're running. You got a full treadmill going, or sit completely still, but you can't use your hands at all. So you're announcing. You're just, what does that look like?
So crazy. I'm trying to think. I'd be getting excited. I'm like imagining it in my. You know what? I'll stay still.
Stay still.
I'll stay still because, like, listen, just running out of breath just from talking normally is crazy. I couldn't imagine running out of breath from running and then trying to talk. No.
Okay.
Yeah. Have you ever ran out of breath while you're like doing a hit or a read?
I haven't. I have, but actually, what am I saying? Yes, I have.
Yeah.
I don't know where I was going with that one. I have. And I've done it this month. Like, what am I talking about here?
Man,
Like, where you're called to do something maybe at one part of the arena, right? And that's actually last minute, you have to change. You have to run.
Oh,
you have to switch it for
okay,
whatever
true, because
reason.
you be moving.
So
when
you're
doing a good job.
sprinting, and the second you get there, they're like, hey, you're good to go. I'm like,
Yeah.
And then for a split second, you just gotta hold your breath while you talk. So, what's up, everyone? Here's the
okay.
And then once you get the break, you're chugging water there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's different from my experience. When I run out of breath, it's normally like we'll have someone who will write the script, but I'm sure you've had this. Every now and then, there'll be like a partner, sponsor, whatever, who they'll decide to write it themselves.
Yes.
And just
Sometimes
insert
that
it.
can be really long. You have to like get through it.
Oh my gosh, they want to talk about everything and they have no idea what punctuation is. So like, there's no period. So I'm just going on and on and I'm talking about this.
You're trying to mentally put periods.
I'm like, yo, that's where it comes in for me. But yeah, okay,
I love it.
yeah. It's
Final one. This is an interesting one here. Would you rather announce an event in a super hot environment or a super cold environment? Super hot environment or a super cold environment? Talk to us. Glasses are on.
Yeah. I was like, oh, man, he wants a good answer. He put the spectacles back on. Oh, I'm gonna go hot. Just because cold, you're shivering, and for me anyway, when I'm cold, all I can focus on is the fact that I'm cold.
Yeah.
When I'm warm, I get, it's
hot.
it's a little
sucks a little bit.
I'll need like a fan on site, but like I can function.
You can make
but
it work.
Yeah, I can't do cold.
Yeah.
I announced in my career, I can count on a hand. I want to say 4 hockey games. No, 5. 5 hockey games in my career.
Yeah.
Every single one, I remember going, I'm like, okay, I gotta make an impression. I gotta put it on. Like I gotta step, and so I come in with a good outfit. And then I was like, oh yeah, I forgot. You guys do this in the winter. Like you guys do this in an ice box. I don't know how that skips my mind every time.
I'll be honest with you. Like for me, I love the cold. I don't know why.
Dang.
I love the cold. Love it. So even when I'm at the arena or when I'm doing anything that it's a cold environment hosting, like I can wear a t-shirt. Like I can genuinely wear a t-shirt. I love the breeze of the cold. It does something to you. I used to, as you know, I used to play football.
Yes.
So football in the snow is better than football on a sunny day. Like football in the snow, it's like, it's the best thing ever. So yeah, the cold, I love it. We'll go skiing. Yeah. Let's skiing.
On the bunny hill.
We're going Black Diamond Hill, man. What do you mean?
No idea what I'm doing.
Just pizzas. It's pizzas. That's the whole time. It's
like
pizza, and then you're making a pizza slice.
I see what you're saying. Okay, I've heard people say that. No one's ever explained it. They just look at me and they're like, pizza, bro, and then walk away. And I'm like, flatbread. Like, what are you saying to me right now? I don't get it.
Oh, I love it. Jen, I want to talk about breaking into the industry a little bit. So can you share with us, again, go more in depth, how did you land your role with Raptors 905? Being the voice for 905 Raptors. Like, how did you land that?
Man, so, well, like I said earlier, it started with the to the G League Showcase, which, thankfully, Ari was kind enough to, recommend my name. He liked what I did when he came to Humber for a game. So, yeah, I was there 2 days, I believe. I did 2 days worth of games on the alternate court. He's the man in charge, so he gets the home court.
Yeah.
But I did that, and then I remember I was happy. I wasn't sitting there like wanting more. I was like, okay, that was really cool. All right, I'm gonna call it a day. Thank you for having me. I was ready to go home, and that was it. But then a month-ish later, I got an email saying like, hey, we heard really good things about what you did on that alternate court, about how you were announcing. Ari can't make it for our game tomorrow, so you were the first name we thought of. Do you want to just come fill in? Okay, yeah. Because I was excited. I was like, because when I did the showcase, it's the showcase. You're doing it for all the teams, so there's a level of neutrality that I had to maintain. But I'm like, oh, I get to come in and like be energetic, and I get to be like big and like for the home team. I'm not just like basket. Like I get to go hard, like add my creative touch to it. Of course, I was so nervous. Oh my gosh, my stomach was doing backflips. But I did it. It was a good time. I had a really good time. And then I want to say there were two or three more times that season that Ari couldn't make it, so I got called, including a playoff game in there, which was huge. I was like, this guy just wants to miss a playoff. Like, okay, like, sure, whatever. And again, I did it. I was happy. I wasn't expecting more than that. I was like, yo, thank you for having me. Appreciate it. Catch y'all later. I want to say it was like June, July, when I got an email saying, hey, tell you what, you've shown that you can do your thing. So Ari actually wants to bounce. He wants to take his full-time job like serious. He's going hard with that. He was also announcing like 2 teams at the time. I believe, if I remember correct, he was doing 905 and TFC, and he had a full-time job.
Oh my days.
Yeah.
I thought I was busy.
It was crazy. Crazy. So I was like, okay, well, sure. And I thought, okay, is there going to be like an audition process? They're like, you did 2 days of showcase and like 4 home games. You're good.
Yeah.
You're just sign this contract. Can't wait to have you.
It's incredible.
And yeah, so that was it. And then even that opened crazy doors, because then all of a sudden, people want a pro announcer. So I'm getting a lot of opportunities outside of that. There was actually one of my career highlights. Sorry, a little bit of a tangent.
No, this is perfect.
Was because of that, I was now like the basketball announcer associated with that building, the Hershey Center at the time, which later that year became Paramount Fine Food Center.
Yes.
So because my name was like, I guess by default associated with it, Duke basketball was doing a Canada tour.
Oh, wow.
And when they came for their Toronto leg, they played at Paramount Fine Food Center. They played TMU, which at the time was Ryerson, and University of Toronto. And so the whole game crew that was there said, hey, does this building have does an announcer come with it? And so Paramount called MLSE, and they're like, oh, yeah, actually, yeah, technically it does. We'll give you Jake. Awesome. So then I got to, for the first time in my career, announce NCAA ball. Yeah. And so I got to be there with like Zion, RJ, Cam Reddish before they all got drafted, and I got to see them. I know I'm Canadian, so I'm not supposed to say this, but I got to see them like absolutely whoop on Ryerson and U of T. So that was like crazy, because I think that was I think that actually was the moment when it clicked for me. Like, oh, like I'm not just being called in to fill in anymore. Like I'm like, they want an announcer, they called me. You know, it was crazy to be a first option, I guess, which at only 23 years old, was that 23? Holy cow. At 23 years old, that was crazy. Because even at Humber, like I became the guy and I was doing all the events, but that was because Dwayne didn't want to anymore. So yeah, I was like, for the first time in my life, I was a first option. I was the guy that was called up for the assignment. And it's like, I'm, graduate of HIM University. No, it was, so that was, I think, when it clicked for me. I was like, okay, I'm a professional announcer now. Yeah, so that's, I guess to answer how I broke in, really, it was, it's one of those things. I was fortunate enough to know the right people. And obviously, I think that's one thing that gets talked about a lot: connections, network. But I don't think it gets talked about enough. Who are you once you're in that room? So I did these games, but I made sure I said thank you to everyone for having me. I made sure I was teachable because I was young and I'd never done pro ball, and I'd never done pro ball in the G League. The G League has all kinds of specific rules to it. So I made sure I stayed teachable. I stayed flexible. What I knew doesn't, necessarily make me a pro in what I'm doing now. FIBA rules that the colleges use is different from NBA rules. And then NBA rules are different from NCAA rules. But the NCAA team we were playing used FIBA rules, but they were adjusted for their own thing. Like, there was all kinds of things. So in each moment, I'm staying flexible, I'm staying teachable. And I'm trying to make sure no matter where I go, I am a pleasure to work with. Every day when I wake up, I want to make sure that if possible, I want to be the best part of your day. Worst case, let's make sure I'm not the worst part of your day. So I just try to make sure I do that in every room I was in. Like I said, I repeat it over and over. I was fortunate to know the right people, be in the right places at the right time. But I take my connections with those people very seriously, and how they view me, how they see me. Do they enjoy working with me? Because you may get called because you're talented, but you'll get called back because you're a pleasure. So yeah.
Wow. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Oh. Say that again. Like, talented because you're talented. We called back.
So you may get called because you're talented. Yeah. You'll get called back because you're a pleasure to work with.
Wow. It's so true. The impact that you have on people really matters, and it goes more than just the one interaction. It's a ripple effect, right?
100%.
Wow. So I wanted to also ask you, because I can relate as well. There's so many things happening on game day, so many moving parts. We make it look smooth. We make it look effortless. But share a little bit about what your day-to-day looks like on a game day.
On a game day. Well, let me run you through. I wake up and I soak my dogs. All right. I got to make sure my feet are good. I'm totally kidding. I'm not kidding. Take care of your feet. Okay.
Mani-pedis are important.
Not enough people talk about it.
Yeah. I get pedicures. I get manicures.
You know what? My grandma has nails, so I just recently started.
It's good.
I've always taken care of my feet. She started doing my hands. Yeah. Whoa.
I can't do the feet.
The hands is
I can't do the feet.
Really?
I laugh too much.
Yeah. I'm not gonna. I be laughing too, but I just eat it.
Yeah.
I just sit there. I'm like, and I just like.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
I'm like, I'll giggle a little bit because afterwards it's just so worth it. I just feel like a whole new person. It's clean. It's
no, it's bad. I try to get the feet done. Laugh too much. I splash the water around.
Oh, that's just splashing the water. That's crazy.
I'm trying to get there, but I do the hands. It's very important.
Yeah, it's. I didn't realize how important the hands.
Yeah,
but man.
Okay, so you go to the manicure, pedicure.
So one of the 4 seasons. In the week, I'm gonna get my feet done, but then on the day of, I like to get there early. I'm always sent my script before just so I can look over it, but things changed. It's a very fast moving industry. The script I got the night before may not be the script I get the day of. So if I can, I want to get there a little earlier than everyone else, so I can just read over the script. And it's for all kinds of little things. Are there new reads? Are there names that I should know in advance? Is there anything, because ultimately I'm not the one writing the script. Is there any wording that I might trip over that doesn't come out of my mouth as naturally? Just every little thing that I can find. The person writing my script, as amazing, Emily is who writes my scripts.
Shout out to Emily. Oh my God.
She is incredible. Yes, M, the queen, the goat, the goddess.
Yes.
But as talented as she is, she's a human. Sometimes she makes mistakes. So I'm also looking just to make sure that everything is correct. There have been, there's been times where I tripped over something. So yeah, I'm just looking for every little thing that I can. I'm not going to lie. Earlier in my career, it used to be like, I need to read over it 5, 6, 8, 20 times. Yeah. At this point now, I can read over it once, twice and be good. But yeah, early on, I was like every little tripping on every word. But yeah, at this point now, I'm going just so I can look over the script. I want to talk about any major things that I may need to be on the lookout for. Is there a visual cue that I need to look for to know to go into a read? So I'm going to talk about that with Emily. Is there someone new on the team? So I need to know how their name is pronounced. If they're starting, I need to know more info about them. Where are they from? What school did they go to? Because these are bits of information that I know.
I love with our script teams, right? Because I had the pleasure of working with Emily. Incredible. And Emily does a great job of altering the script to like our personality too. Yes. And then also same thing working at the Leafs as well. Like the team just does an amazing job of like altering it to fit. Yeah. So like it's the coolest thing because I'll look at the script for our Leafs games and we'll look at different things that we're talking about, different hits. And I'm like, yeah, that does sound like Matthan.
Yeah,
It's incredible.
Oh, it's so
working with Emily. Like, it's like, oh, yeah, it sounds like Matthan.
Yeah. It was
you get lost. Like, it's the craziest thing.
It was the biggest thing when she would say like, I heard your voice while I was writing. I heard Matthan's voice while I was writing this. I'm like, okay, that's a gift all on its own. So I'm like, I'm glad you're doing that job. I had experience early in my career. I would write my own scripts, like in the college university days, but I'm glad that she is there to do it for me now. Lord, so thank goodness for her. But and she's on the ball about everything too. So that's part of it. She knows I'm going to get there early and I'm going to have questions about things. If there's like for example, we do a huge presentation on International Women's Day to acknowledge like there's always a laundry list of amazing women in the community.
Who run the world? I love that song. Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah, so I got to know what's going on there. How are those names pronounced? What's the sequence of events? What should my pacing be like? Things like that. And then I mentioned names, so I'm going to then go over the roster. I want to make sure I know how to pronounce every player's name on the roster because getting names right is just so fundamental to the job. Because if I'm calling you Matthan Francis all game long, evenally that's gonna you're not gonna love that. You're not gonna love that, and also it's gonna look bad on me because you could have fans, family, or whatever who are hearing that and they're cheesed. There could also be people who have never seen you play before. And so I'm telling them the wrong person. They're going to go home and look up someone completely different, not be able to find who could have been their potential new favorite player. So there's a series of reasons why I need to get the names right. So I'm going over that, and that may be on my own. I may do some YouTube research. I may just chat it up with broadcast because they obviously have to say names repeatedly as well. And then if there's any moments where me and the hosts interact or may overlap each other, we just want to make sure we have that timing down. Like I remember early on, another former host for the 905, Denung, there was one game where I just tried to say, okay, timeout called by the Raptors, and he came in super hot. So I was like, timeout, hey fans, and we were just kind of talking over each other. So then, we just worked out like, okay, at this point, I'm going to do this, this, and this. If I take this long, then just jump in. It is what it is. So working out little things like that. So then once I'm there on game, that's as far as prep. We haven't even gotten to the game yet. So then, once the pre-game show is started, it's just me in my seat, just taking cues from our game presentation specialist So I'm there basically just taking everything in. I have my script and I have my roster. I'm doing the whole pregame show from the script. Once the game starts, I'm switching between script and roster constantly. If you've been to a basketball game, you know everything is happening fast. And I'm essentially announcing every single whistle and every single basket. Again, if you've been to basketball games, both of those things happen a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot happening during a basketball game. Yeah.
So I'm constantly like looking at the baskets, looking at who has the ball, looking at the players, looking at the coaches in case they call a timeout. I'm looking at the refs because they're signaling everything. I need to be able to look down really quickly at the roster so I can look back up because I don't have every player memorized. So I got to be able to do that. And then, timeout was called. So where's the timeout coming from? Timeout called by the Mad Ants. Okay, so now I'm going to put the roster aside and I'm bringing the entertainment script in. And where are we on the entertainment script? It's the second quarter, second timeout. So that means I'm right here. Okay, now I got to wait. Okay, I'm getting cued. So now let me say it. Oh, but there was a challenge during that timeout. So now I have to get the call from the refs. Oh, what happened during that challenge? What's the call? Okay, word. Now how to translate that in my head? How do I say it in layman's terms for the crowd? Okay, cool. Hey, crowd, this is what happened. This is what happened. This is what happened. And then just double check with the score table. Okay, we all got that. We're all good. All right. So put the entertainment script aside, roster back in front of me. And now I'm back to focusing on the game.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's only a handful of times where Matthan has ever been speechless. That is a lot. Wow. It's a lot.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
A lot. It's one of the few jobs where like you have to be 100% locked in at all times. Like there are some times where, at the end of a game, I might be a little tired from like shouting and going hard. There are times when I'm exhausted at the end of the game just from being so focused. When you're like so focused all the time, it just mentally drains you.
Focusing on something takes energy.
Yeah.
It really drains.
And I'm doing it for 2.5 hours.
Yeah. Wow.
3.5 hours if you're counting pregame show.
Yeah.
So it's
one thing that people, maybe I would say, overlook or underestimate when it comes to PA announcing.
I guess that's definitely one thing, just how locked in you have to be. It is not the kind of thing where like you can chill and chat. Like me and Emily will talk, but we're talking not even looking at each other. Like we never make eye contact because I'm watching the game the whole time, and our conversation keeps getting cut off because I have to speak. So just how the level of locked in. There are times when I've had people shadow me. I love when people shadow me because it gives me a chance to just pass on this knowledge. I think it's such a unique position, such a unique job. Not a lot of people know about or are that educated on. So when I get chances to like educate people on how it's done at a pro level, I love that. I love that. But I noticed there are some times where I have shadows and they think it's sweet. They think we're about to just chat it up all game long. And then, it sucks when I can like only talk to them once every couple minutes, if that. It's a level of locked in that a lot of people really don't anticipate when they get into it.
So would you say that's the biggest separation from what makes a good PA announcer versus a great PA announcer? It's being able to multitask, having that attention to detail, being able to look at all the moving parts, put the pieces to the puzzle while it's still moving constantly.
Yeah, I think one of the things that like the great PA announcers that I noticed, like Herbie with the Raptors.
Shout out to Herbie.
Herbie, a real one. Man, I love Herbie. Herbie Coon.
Man,
love that dude.
Incredible.
And I always just kind of like wow, watching him because his energy is up no matter what's happening. His energy is up. He is completely unafraid to be creative. And do something or play with something.
Original PA announcer.
31 years.
Is that how long?
Yeah. Because the Raptors are the same age as myself.
Wow.
So
31 never looks so good.
Yeah, like you use your moisturizer, all right, and drink your water.
Yeah.
And that's when I'm like, bro, you've been doing this as long as I've been alive. So that's crazy.
Wow.
but his energy is always up. He's completely unafraid to be creative. He'll mess with certain cadences, certain rhythms. I very honestly might be afraid to try.
Yeah.
You know, there was a point in time when like I had like a formula of how I would announce certain things, certain names, certain places, whatever. And yeah, just sitting beside him and seeing him do his thing is what has kind of inspired me to break out of that and be like, you know, let me be a little more fearless. So I think, yeah, the obviously attention to detail and all that, but and then once you're in there and you're established in the pros, what sets you ahead is those things.
What's the most memorable moment that you've had PA announcing?
Ultimately, I like to say I'm in a service industry. I'm here to serve the game. I'm here to serve the audience. I'm here to serve the show caller. I'm here to serve the show. So all of that and all of it happens within the confines of an arena. Mm-hmm. There are a few times where I'm linked into the broadcast and people at home get to hear me. It's very few and far between. This job is traditionally made to be in arena.
Yeah.
So a big moment that comes to mind for me is when I was announcing the Global Jam tournament, and I did the women's gold medal game. The year would have been 2022, I believe.
Incredible, yeah.
And I told my mom about it. My mom was at home. She was watching it. She's heard me announce. She's been at so many games. It just kind of hit me. I was doing the medal presentation. So I was announcing Team Canada getting their gold medal at this tournament. And so I was hooked into the broadcast. So I got heard at home. My mom got to hear it. But
wow.
Going into it, Matt Devlin was there and he was on broadcast. And he was like given my name so that he could turn it over to me. He's way over there. I'm way over here.
Yeah.
So, but you know, for the broadcast, it looks like he's just effortlessly handing it off to me.
Yeah.
So he says something along the lines of like, you know, I'll now turn it over to our PA announcer, Jake Thomson, for the medal presentation, something like that. And then I did it. And I remember my mom recorded the entire thing. And I thought she was just proud of me for being at this event and doing the gold medal game. She texts me, sends me that video. I was like, oh, that's really cool. That's dope. Follow-up text. You know Matt Devlin? What? What? You don't even care about me. You care about my friends. You care about who's on my Facebook list. What? No, I don't know Matty D. He just got my name in his script, man. So that was just a funny moment because like my mom, she acknowledges my career, but like she also got to hear me at home, didn't have to, you know, drive all the way out for a game.
Yeah.
And then it was also just that funny moment of her being like, she watches all the Raptors games, so she knows about Leo and Jack and Matt and all that. So she was just like, oh my God, Matt called you by name.
Yeah.
Mom, get real. Get real. I just announced the gold medal for Team Canada. What are you doing?
That's hilarious. So where you've done Global Jam, you worked with Team Canada, City of Mississauga, and so much more. How did those opportunities come about?
Honestly, a little more of that, just knowing the right people.
Wow.
It's
so true.
Connections is so crazy. And like, I guess just kind of reiterating what I said before, man, if people like being around you, your name will bounce around way more than, you know, people just liking your talent, you know? So it was like with City of Mississauga, that happened because a host had to drop out. And they're like, oh, well, who do we get? Who do we want? You know? And then someone,
I know a guy.
Yeah. So it was just like,
yes.
You know who I think would pair great with Selena Singh? Jake Thomson.
Come on.
And so then I got to be in there, and then I made sure that I was fun to work with. I made sure I was easy to work with. So now they call me back for events regularly. Somebody who was working with Team Canada was like, hey, we need announcers. Okay, well, I know the two best in the country. I know Herbie Kuhn and I know Jake Thomson. So then I'm in there working with Team Canada on Global Jam. And I was fortunate enough to do the qualifier game against Bahamas in December. I don't know. I'm just repeating myself now, but dude, do people like you? You know, like it's one of those things. It's not like I applied for these and like did a whole interview process and, you know, fine-tuned my cover letter. It was just, I know I'm good enough to do it, but there were enough people who liked me enough that they pushed me forward.
I don't know. I feel like a lot when people really like a person, when people really like someone, it's truly when you yourself are authentic. Like you never tried to be somebody that you weren't. You never tried to be, and that's a huge thing going on just with people, with youth. It's like, people are trying so hard to be like, just try to be yourself and you will naturally be liked, you know?
Yeah, and that's
right.
Yeah, it's so crazy. I could actually like go on about that, about how the times in my life, you know, we all look back and like cringe on like certain phases of our life. The phases that I cringe at the most are the parts where I was not being myself, when I was being someone else, when I wasn't being true to who I really am as a person, when I was trying to impress people, when I was trying to impress a girl, impress a guy, impress whoever, whatever. Like those were the times that I can't help but cringe the most because I did something that was uncharacteristic.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so true. Yeah. I'm thinking about all the things I've definitely done trying to be liked and stuff. But when I realized you just have to be yourself, you know,
it's crazy. And it could
crazy.
Be everything from like how you talk, how you treat a person to something as simple as like dressing a way that you just didn't actually want to dress. You didn't want to dress like that, but that's what the cool kids were wearing, you know? I remember during my best friend's wedding, I was the best man. I gave a speech and I made sure I acknowledged, I was like, hey, I wasn't always the greatest friend, bro, because you know what? I really wanted to be liked. I really wanted to, you know, get approved by the cool kids, but you stayed yourself the whole time. And I remember he gave me a big hug after, you know, talked about a lot of things I won't get into, but he made sure he said, he's like, honestly, you were always great enough for me. I liked you from the very beginning, dude. And I still like, you know, 20 years later.
So you've had a lot of experiences. Where I just want to ask, like learning like all the skills that you've also learned elsewhere. You were also a student athlete as well. So you've learned a lot about discipline, motivation.
Yeah.
How did all of these different various skills help you in what you're doing now?
Man, I think one of the biggest skills, I don't know that I can sum it up into one word, but I would say being unafraid to be a nerd about your things. I got into announcing and then I could have just said, okay, this is a job. I'm going to check it at the door. I'm going to leave it there. I'm just going to be happy with whatever product I produce, you know, is what it is. But I loved it and I didn't want to check myself or put a limitation on how I enjoy it. So I guess the skill is nerding out. I guess.
Being about it and just geeking out on it, being passionate. Go down the rabbit hole.
When people want to check you and be like, well, like you're doing too much. You're like, oh, don't you think you should chill? Or like, that's a job. Leave it at work. I'm like, it is a job, but this isn't me filing insurance claims. This is me being expressive and creative. And even if you're not looking at the creative side of it, you can look at the sports side of it. I work in pro sports. Why do I want to check that? What? No, I want to be passionate and excited about that. And I think that covers a lot of things. I made sure I nerded out about my sport when I was in it. When I was an athlete, I could never understand my teammates who would just show up on time for practice and then leave as soon as practice was done. What? No, I want to get in there early and I want to like go into the gym and do extra like muscle activations. I want to talk to my coach like, hey, what are we doing today in practice? Okay, how's that going to help us going forward? And I want to question it. I want to get answers about it and I want to understand it. then I want to stay late and, do some extra stretching, some extra core. And I want to talk about how it just went with my coach. Like, hey, well, I ran these times and these times and these times, but I slept this much and I ate this much, but hey, I did that and this happened last week. And like, we have this race going forward. So like all these things. And like, when you nerd out, then you understand the reason I think why all these like, Fan Expo and Comic Cons are so crazy is because these people, that we've claimed as, titled nerds, they nerd out about it. It's not so much that they're nerds, they have an understanding of it. They
understanding, that's so right.
And someone doesn't just dress up as Spider-Man because they like Spider-Man. It's because that character has impacted them and they understand the struggle that Peter Parker has in his dual life and all the personal sacrifices he made. And, I'm going down the Spider-Man rabbit hole now, but like it's nerding out results in an understanding.
As you know, I run an organization called Positivity Lives Here.
Yes, he does. PLA.
So I'll ask you, what does positivity mean to you?
Man, I'm not gonna lie, my hands just got clammy. I'm about to, okay. I'm gonna get a little pretentious here. I'm really sorry. Positivity, I think as a concept is very slippery because too much of it and you become diluted, it becomes diluted. For me, what positivity looks like, positivity as an action is the constant acknowledgement that you will move forward and that life will move forward and that everything around you will continue to move. So if I'm putting that into a specific scenario, like I'm a voice actor, right? Anyone who knows anything about acting knows that you are going to get 100, 1,000, 10,000, a million no's to every one yes. You are going to self-tape and audition exponentially way more than you ever actually work and then you ever actually get booked. So for me, putting what I just said into action in that scenario is doing the self-tape, doing the audition, acknowledging I did it. I did my best work, or what I felt like was the best that I could give in this moment. And now I just have to acknowledge that it's now out of my hands and life is going to go forward. So yeah, just this constant acknowledgement that life is and life will continue to be without getting too bogged down in what could go wrong. That to me is positivity, and that my constant positivity is what keeps me going through games. When I stutter over a word, when I have a voice crack, which has happened way more than I would like.
I really do. Oh my God.
So yeah, for me, that's positivity. It's like, okay, this is the life I have, and just going, nice. And let's keep hammering.
What would Jake now say to Jake 10 years ago?
10 years ago, wow. Gosh. Invest in Bitcoin. Honestly.
Yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong with that.
Yeah, like, man, what would I say? This is something I think about. I think myself 10 years ago would just look at my current self in awe and wouldn't even know what to say or do. If I could talk to myself 10 years ago, I would just tell myself to be unafraid of everything. Of everything. Like there's things in career, things in your personal life that's, you're scared this is going to happen, that you're going to be seen this way, or that this, be completely unafraid, because when you let go and take in what you are doing, take in who you really are, not what you think you want to be or what others want you to be. When you really take that in and sit with it and you go, wow, that you'll realize that's cooler than anything that, this system, this person could have possibly set up for me.
Wow. What kind of legacy do you want to leave in this space?
I want to be remembered as fun. I want people to look back on my work and I want to put a smile on their face. You know, some of the things I did. I want people to watch me at games and be like, wow, like he's doing that and he doesn't care. Like that's dope. You know, when I'm looked at as like fun and energetic and, you know, just completely bold, then gosh, that for me means I'm doing something right.
Wow. All right, Jake. Okay, the glasses are coming back on because the people want to know one more time. We did a little Would You Rather, we did some games, we did some contests. Now it's time for rapid fire. You have to answer as quickly as humanly possible.
Oh my God.
Here we go.
Okay.
Coffee or tea?
Tea.
Early mornings or late nights?
Early mornings.
Music or podcast?
Podcast.
Introvert, extrovert?
Extrovert.
Hype crowd, show crowd?
Hype crowd.
Summer or winter?
Summer.
City or nature?
City with parks.
Sweet or savory?
Savory.
Phone calls or texting?
Phone calls.
Right? Like I'm so bad at texting.
And it takes forever.
All right, here we go. Routine or spontaneous?
Oh, spontaneity.
Work alone or with the team?
Oh shoot, team.
This is so funny.
I'm so stressed.
Travel or stay home?
I like my home.
Be remembered or be understood?
Remembered. Not everyone will understand you.
Ooh. Biggest pet peeve?
When I can hear you chewing.
Favorite way to reset?
Good TV show or good video game?
Nice. You have 15 seconds. Announce me.
Fans, welcome to the Matthan Francis Show, brought to you by Positivity Lives Here, hosted by Matthan Francis.
All right, so we did the rapid questions, we did the trivia, we did the Would You Rather, we learned about you, learned what's happened in the past, the present, and future. Now, tell the people what you got going on. So we got this camera, focus in on the camera, tell the people what you got going on, how they can follow you, how they can continue seeing all the incredible impact you're having in the world that we love.
Okay, well, this world that we love, it's beautiful, isn't it? You can follow me on Instagram, where the content is a little more curated, and on TikTok, where it's a little less curated. But on both, you can follow me at Jake2Fly. That's Jake, the number 2, FLI. It's a tricky one. What I have going on, well, the Raptors 905 season just ended, so unfortunately you will not be able to find me at Paramount Fine Food Center, but you will be able to find me this summer at CAA Center out in Brampton, announcing games for the Brampton Honey Badgers. I'm super excited to be doing that. The CEVL is such a dope league that not enough people give love to. You need to come check it out. It is really cool. You can also check out my voice acting journey. I post a lot on Instagram, but as far as what I have going on, I have some things cooking up with MLSE Productions I can't talk about right now, but be on the lookout. And it would be episode 9 of Breakout, a YouTube series that I am in. I play Marquise Wilson. Episode 9 will be premiering relatively soon, within the next month or so. Don't have an exact date. On YouTube, you can just look it up. It's Animated with Sims, and everyone loves Sims. It's a lot of drama. They're like hour and a half long episodes, so you can like just sit back with your popcorn and really just take in the drama. That's all I got going on right now.
That's a lot. Well, Jake, absolutely incredible. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of the Matthan Francis Show. Now, be sure to comment, subscribe, spam the chat with Jake's name. Jake is absolutely incredible. And you and you have to be a part of Jake's journey. So be sure to follow him. Be sure to follow us and have an amazing rest of your day. We'll see you in the next episode.